And hello, one and all, and welcome to my weekly review for the March 23rd edition of NXT. As you all know, we are only 9 days away. That's right, 9 days away till NXT TakeOver Dallas, and it is definitely going to be a loaded card for that show, to say the least. Currently, I am more excited for TakeOver Dallas compared to WrestleMania. And with that out of the way, let's take a look at what took place on this week's episode of NXT. We kick things off on this week's episode with the Drifter, Elias Sampson, taking on Johnny Gargano. The match itself was okay. It was great to see Gargano back on NXT. I really like his work. I think he has good style, fast-paced, high-octane offense, and I feel like hopefully down the line we see more of Johnny Gargano on NXT. But like I said, the match with Sampson wasn't too bad, and it was surprising to see Johnny Gargano get the roll-up victory on Elias Sampson. After the match, Sampson would just have a mental breakdown and beat the holy hell out of Gargano. He would throw him into the ring apron on the barricade, and eventually threw him up and dragged him up the ramp. And Apollo Crews' music hit, so he made the save. And it looks like we are going to be getting Elias Sampson versus Apollo Crews at NXT TakeOver Dallas. So that should be a decent match. We'll have to see how that plays out. So this was obviously setting up for Crews and Sampson's match at TakeOver Dallas. Then we had NXT champion Finn Balor versus Rich Swann. This is Swann's second appearance, I believe, on NXT. I thought him and Balor had a really solid match. I think Rich Swann would be another great addition to add to NXT. I just like the energy and the enthusiasm that he brings to the ring. Him and Balor went out there, and they had a pretty good match. I mean, there were some nice moves in which Swann was able to hit a Hurricane Rana on Balor. And, Balor was trying to maintain control with the side headlocks early on in the match. There were some other nice spots in which Swann, just his agility in trying to get out of the side headlock and how he was trying to able to counter Balor's moves was very nice to see. And eventually, Balor goes to drop him, into the ropes, into the corner. Balor goes up to the top, hits the diving foot stomp, and he picks up Swann, hits him with the Bloody Sunday for a win, obviously building, momentum for Balor, and, giving a warning in a way to Samoa Joe for their big championship clash at TakeOver Dallas, which will be a tremendous match to see. So it was a really good, solid match between Swann and Balor. Then we had a backstage interview with Emma and Dana Brooke. They pretty much talk about how Emma is going to get in the ring and destroy Asuka later on in the night. And Dana, said, if she wasn't injured, she would be in the ring with Asuka. And Emma pretty much says she's going to go in there and, maintain control and take care of Asuka tonight and show her who really runs the NXT women's division. Then we had Alexa Bliss versus Sarah Dobson, new face on NXT. This match, it was okay between Alexa and Sarah. I liked what Sarah had to offer here. I thought she got some decent offense in on Alexa Bliss. However, it wasn't enough to get the win over Alexa, as Blake was able to distract the referee while Murphy pulled Alexa out of the way from Sarah, hitting her flip attack. And, then Alexa was able to hit the moonsault knee drop on Sarah, and goes to the top rope, hits the sparkle splash to pick up the victory. So, a decent match between Bliss and Sarah Dobson. I wouldn't mind seeing, more of what Sarah has to offer for the NXT women's division moving forward. Then after this, we were scheduled to have a match between Bull Dempsey and Danny Burch. Match didn't even get underway. Samoa Joe ran out there and took out both Bull Dempsey and Danny Burch and pretty much got in the cameraman's face and said, this is what's going to happen to you, Finn Balor, and he's coming for his NXT heavyweight title. Can't wait for that second rematch. Samoa Joe versus Finn Balor. I know they're going to go out there, tear the house down, and have one hell of a fight. It's going to be awesome, to say the least. Then we had our main event contest of the evening for the show. It was Emma versus Asuka. Wasn't quite as good as their London match, but they still went out there, I think, for at least 11 minutes, and they had a very good match, main event match. Great to see once again the women getting the opportunity to shine, the opportunity to main event on NXT, because NXT is not afraid to allow the women to go out there and have the opportunity to main event. Like I said, Emma, Asuka early on was able to get some offense in on Emma, but Emma was able to maintain, pretty good control of Asuka, keeping her down and grounded and not being able to get into offensive position to hit any type of moves on Emma, like pulling on her hair, getting her in the ropes. Dana Brooke, obviously, with the outside interference with the ref, back turned, so Asuka was in for a rough night. She had to deal with both Emma and Dana Brooke and somehow find a way to win. Eventually, like I said, Emma hits the Emma-mite sandwich for only the one count, and Emma whips Asuka into the ropes. However, Asuka continues to build momentum towards the end of the match. You can feel it coming on, and that eventually Asuka would continue to build and pick up on momentum, and Asuka looks like she's gonna get Emma into the ankle lock. Asuka would eventually turn that into a trapped ankle German suplex, very nice to see there, and Asuka hits the running kick to the face, and that transitions into the Asuka lock, so your winner, 1, 2, 3, by submission, is Asuka, and her match against Bayley for the NXT Women's Championship is going to be one tremendous contest that I cannot wait to look forward to. These are going to be two of the best female athletes in the NXT Women's division going at it head on. So this was a really good, solid women's match, main event match to close out this week's edition of NXT. And I also cannot forget to mention, before this, we had a really good video package, highlighting the journeys of both Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. Solid video package for the American Alpha, highlighting their rise through, their collegiate, wrestling backgrounds. Chad Gable wrestling in the Olympics, talking about the failures in their lives and how they've had to overcome this. Pretty much how they are really excited for their NXT championship match against Dash and Dawson. Another match that looking forward to. Also, really good. I love when NXT does these video packages, and it's really just it's something that I would like to see happen more of on the main roster. We don't really get the in-depth look that the the wrestlers, their lives, their journeys to the top. I feel like this is something that NXT does on a week-in, week-out basis. They also did a video package for Shinsuke Nakamura announcing, his signing with NXT and his arrival, and hyping up his match against Sami Zayn, which is going to be another, great match, great addition to NXT TakeOver Dallas. So that was this week's edition of NXT in a nutshell. Overall, enjoyed this show from start to finish, as I usually do. I'm going to give it a B+. Definitely helped to get that bad taste of Monday Night Raw out of my mouth. And look forward to watching Lucha Underground after this and giving you a review shortly thereafter. So be on the lookout for that. So we are less than 9 days away till TakeOver Dallas. We're going to have a stacked card. We got Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe, Asuka versus Bayley, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sami Zayn, Dash and Dawson versus the American Alpha. You have Austin Aries versus Baron Corbin, and Elias Sampson versus Apollo Crews. So it's going to be a tremendous card, and it might blow WrestleMania out of the water. We will have to wait and see how both shows turn out. Let me know down in the comments section what you guys thought of this week's edition of NXT. What did you like? What didn't you like? And are you looking forward to NXT TakeOver Dallas? So thank you all for watching this video. Please click that like and subscribe button for more video content coming soon to this channel. And be on the lookout for my Lucha Underground review. Should be up later on tonight. So thank you all for watching. See you in my next video. Peace out.